this is how I look at it. CMC's awesome, right? He's first in the league in rushing, first in scrimmage yards, first in yards after contact, first in 10-plus yard runs. The Niners are a run-first offense, and he's been the key figure, and they've won 10 of 11. Okay, so there's lots of reasons to love CMC as the MVP. But, I mean, when with Brock Purdy, I really think what we're looking at is a guy who is making it look so easy that we take it for granted.
Well, and that's what the great ones do. You watch Michael Jordan play basketball, and you want to go and play basketball in your backyard. You know, you're like, that looks easy.
Yeah, or Steph.
Yeah,
Steph makes it look easy, and Purdy's making it look easy. And yet, we all know it isn't easy. And then we got a firsthand glimpse last week when he went out for a couple plays that Sam Darnold came in. He running the exact same plays with the same play caller, with the same weapons, but the timing's a little off, the accuracy's a little off, and suddenly the completed layup pass to Kittle is off his fingertips.
But I was told it was a system, Larry, that you and I could be the quarterback, and it wouldn't make much of a difference because there's so much talent around this nameless, faceless, talentless quarterback that it shouldn't matter at all. What gives?
Right. Well, that's the other thing, too. It's like, and if you're going to have the system debate, then CMC is a system running back because both Purdy and CMC have the same system, and they both benefit from having a bevy of weapons around them.
Right. But McCaffrey's done it in another system. So it's his talent now because he was very good in Carolina for a few years there. So it's clearly, he's proven that he's more than a system. I mean, basically this debate of system has he been on two teams? Because we heard this nonsense about Tom Brady. I mean, the man is literally got 6 Lombardi trophies in New England or whatever the total was, or however many we went to. And you still had some people saying, well, it's all Bill Belichick. And when Tom Brady leaves Bill Belichick, he's never going to win anything. And then he goes to Tampa. And what do you know? They win the Super Bowl. And then finally, like the last remaining holdout of do you think Tom Brady's good idiots had to admit, okay, it's more than Belichick. It's more than just the Patriots way. He's pretty good too. So really, this system argument is a disguise for he's only been on one team. That's all it is.
Well, exactly. I mean, Damon, there were people that didn't believe that Joe Montana was going to be any good in Kansas City, and he got them one step away from winning the Super Bowl himself in Kansas City at an advanced age. And then you look at how great is Belichick after Brady. They're not too good. How great was George Seifert with the Carolina Panthers after he won a Super Bowl with the 49ers? He won 2, won 1 with Joe, and he won 1 with Steve. How good of a head coach was he when he went to Carolina? He wasn't great. So I don't, but to me, you got to decide on a couple things. One, first of all, every quarterback plays in a system. It's not like there's a quarterback that doesn't play in a system. You don't think Patrick Mahomes plays in a system under Andy Reid and with all those weapons? He's playing in a system. Every quarterback in the entire league plays in a system. It's just a matter of, do you play in a good system with a great play caller who's making, maybe locked in with great weapons and complementary pieces? He's playing right now, Purdy, behind, the best football in the NFL on the NFL's best team, with maybe one of its best play callers and arguably some of the best weapons. But if you ask me what's the key stat, it's yards per attempt. And he's got a 9.9 yards per attempt.
It's a first down.
And that, yeah, exactly. Every time he drops back to pass, he's throwing for a first down, basically. And that's the third highest mark in the history of the NFL.
Right. It's 9.9 yards per attempt, by the way. Whether he completes the pass or not, it's a first down.
Well, and Purdy's averaging only, he's doing this basically in 3 quarters or 3.5 quarters. He's only averaging 5.4 pass attempts in the fourth quarter. He's only playing 12.6 snaps per game in the fourth quarter. Those are very low numbers. He's making it look easy, and his numbers would be inflated if he just played on a different team where he played more. The other reason I really like Purdy to win this award, he's playing great right now. He didn't pile up a bunch of stats in September in warm weather. If you take his last 6 games and extrapolate it out to a 17-game regular season, He's thrown for 4,992 yards with 48 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions.
I mean, I'll round that up to 5,050. My God,
Right.
that's
MVP. That's MVP. And then the other one to me that's just absolutely, you got to give it to him. I mean, he's a second-year player who's first in almost every major category, right? QBR, yards per attempt, touchdown passes, touchdown to interception ratio. And then the efficiency is off the charts. He's only thrown the ball 27.4 times per game. That's 21st in the NFL. And yet he still leads in touchdown passes.
Second in
the
yardage.
Efficiency is amazing.
Yeah.
And then the Elias Sports Bureau had a stat. Brock Purdy this year is the 5th quarterback since 2000 to lead the NFL in these 2 categories, yards per attempt and touchdown to interception ratio. The previous 4 guys all won the MVP. So I'm watching the Lakers Celtics thing the other night, and Cornbread Maxwell comes on and he's like, man, I was the finals MVP. And, for the 5 years before I won it, they gave away a car. And for the 5 years after I won it, they gave away a car. And when I won it, they gave me a watch. And it was like, what the heck? Well, I mean, come on. Are we going to make this a quarterback award for the 5 years going into this? And we're going to make it a quarterback award after this. But because Brock Purdy's Mr. Irrelevant, now he can't win the MVP. I mean, not to mention he came back from major elbow surgery in the offseason, and yet DeMar Hamlin's going to be the comeback player of the year. So he's not going to win that award. And then it's like Kyle Shanahan is not one of the favorites for coach of the year. So people aren't going to give him the award. Right, so we just going to have an excuse for why the 49ers get shut out of all these major awards as they're the best team in football. I mean, come on. This guy's the MVP. He's played like it. He deserves it.
And not to get too flowery about this team and its mental mindset, if you will, they don't care. There's only one award that they want. It's a Lombardi trophy. And any awards given but the Lombardi trophy will feel like this season comes up way short. I mean, that's where they are. That is the pressure that is on this team to keep winning all the way to and through the final game of the year in Las Vegas. So it is a unbelievable journey that we've been on to this point. And we still have an unbelievable journey in front of us. I mean, we're more than halfway through it. We all know that. There's just 3 regular season games left. But just assuming, and it's stupid to even assume, but let's say the Niners really are in position to where they're only playing 2 games. There's 5 games between now and Las Vegas. 5 games. Larry, 5 football games is a football lifetime unto itself. So much can happen. So much can go wrong between now and then. It's when you start sitting in the casino, it's exciting. When they give you house credit, it gets even more exciting. And then they go ahead and they usher you into that high rollers room. Now it's really exciting, but it's a little scary too, because fortunes can be won and they can be lost quickly. So it's just everything you could ever want out of a football season. This team is already to this point given it to you. Can they wrap it all up? Can they seriously put a bow on what's been just a spectacular season? I mean, everyone is going to say it's an incomplete without a Lombardi trophy, but I'm going to tell you right now, in all the years that I've been covering this team, and maybe it's a little something to do with being over here on YouTube now, Larry, and us carving out our own little path to sports relevancy over here, that has made it really exciting. But I don't think, fans are watching this, and I hope that they're appreciating it in real time. This has been a spectacular season of football out of this team. And the storylines, the talent, the performances, it's been awesome. I mean, it's been really a pleasure to cover this team. And there aren't a lot of 49ers teams you can say that about while we've been covering the 49ers. It's been like 4 or 5 really, all right, this team's important seasons that we've covered, and none has felt more important than this one.